Hey, what's going on, guys? And today I'm actually going to be doing a video review for the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz arcade cabinet. In this video, I'll walk through the installation on this. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the menu, some of the different games that it has. We'll really go over all the different components. And then I'll just do a little bit of comparison to some of the older Arcade1Ups and just talk about some of the nice upgrades that were done with this. So first off, I wanted to talk about the setup and installation. I built this by myself. It took me roughly probably about an hour and a half or so to do everything. In terms of the overall setup, everything was fairly easy. The only snag I ran into is when you're connecting the whole side panel down. You want to make sure that you get everything bolted right in as you're assembling this. Otherwise, you may end up having gaps and some of the screws may not go in properly. But overall, I'm very, very happy with this cab. You do have a lit marquee that will come up here when it's on. You've got really nice graphics going alongside both sides. Also on the riser, the official NFL logo. And you can see it just has NFL Blitz with some of the signatures of the football players here on the side. You've got the official NFL logos pretty much all over the cab. Same thing, there's a nice graphic on this side as well that features even more players. And one thing they did with this is this really nice like light blue kind of theme all throughout. And you've also got the customized riser there at the bottom, which I think looks pretty slick. You have these sort of molded pretend coin doors that would mimic something you might see in a real arcade environment. If this was a true 4-player arcade, you'd have all four options here to put in coins. Now beyond that, you've got your 4 control sticks. Every player basically has a start button. You've got a live button here so you can connect this device to Wi-Fi, and there's actually leaderboards. You can do competitive stuff, which is really cool. The games are fairly easy to play. You pretty much have jump tackle, you can pass to other players, and then you have your turbo button, which will allow you to run fast, and there's various combinations that you can use as well. So it kind of gives you a little guide here, but essentially it shows you, hey, if you point the stick, hit the red button, this will pass. If you want to do a hurdle, it's the blue. If you do white plus blue, you can do a high hurdle. Turbo button is basically holding down the white button, and you have all these different options for different things like jump pass, fast pass, dive forward, and then they even give you over the line of scrimmage. So if you're at 30 yards to get first down, you have different things here that you could be doing, and just kind of gives you a bunch of different options here based on offense, defense. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. This has a volume control that goes from 0 to 15. So unlike the older legacy cabinets, you would normally just kind of go like low, medium, high. This actually has several increments. You do have an audio jack here. So if you want, you could actually connect this, via like headset or something if you wanted to play it silently. In terms of the power cord on this, fairly straightforward. You do have a larger brick and the cord is fairly long. All the Arcade1Ups have this little piece that just comes out so you can easily disconnect this as needed. And if for any reason you ever had to get back behind the cab, it's just a matter of taking that back plate off. So I'm going to go ahead and run through some of the game options here. You basically have NFL Blitz as the main game. Then you have NFL Blitz 99 as well as NFL Blitz 2000 Gold Edition. Now, I mainly remember playing NFL Blitz, the original version on Nintendo 64, and that was what I played as a kid. I do remember in the 90s, you would see some of these cabinets like going around in like late 90s, early 2000s, and that's probably where you would have seen some of these other ones like 99 or potentially 2000. I wasn't super familiar with the original cabs, but all of these are fairly similar in terms of play. I will say that Blitz 2000 has probably been the one I've been playing the most, as that has 4-player, whereas like the original Blitz I think is only 2-player on this cab, and they felt fairly similar in terms of play. So you do have some other settings that you can go into. You can change like game speed. They have different settings for some of the games depending on what you're doing. And then you also have this live button you can hit, and this will actually allow you to go in and you can do network setup, connect this, set up your own like profile basically, and then you have all these different like social options as to like if you're going to be seen, recently played games, favorites. And I haven't really explored this too much, but it was fairly simple to connect it to Wi-Fi. You can see mine's connected here to our internet. And I'm also able to do like firmware updates or anything like that if they ever do push out updates to this. So let's go ahead and jump into NFL Blitz 2000. And we'll just use this as an example. As you start, it does kind of give you an idea of like what's going on with the entire control panel, but you can obviously see all of this here right on the control panel. So if we hit start, this is going to jump in and you're pretty much ready to go right out the gate. They do have some nice little nuanced Arcade1Up stuff embedded into some of the games. You'll even see some of their graphics like in the backgrounds on the field and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool what they did. You can see here all the players can join in, so I'm just going to hit start. This is technically player 2 here, but that's usually where I play. I'm just going to turn it down a bit, and basically at this point I can choose to like enter my name. I'm going to say no just so we can do a little demo here. You pick your teams. I'm here based in New England, so I'm going to go with the Patriots. And we'll say no to customizing the game, but you do have some customization options here. So as the game starts out, pretty standard for football, but one of the things that's great about NFL Blitz is that you have the ability to just have these really fast plays. And, you know, I'm someone that, you know, as a kid didn't really play like a ton of football games, but they do give you a lot of all the different options here. Like you can double tap turbo for a spin, but now as you can see, I can move the joystick around, and of course it's not going to be easy to play with one hand while I'm filming, but the graphics definitely are from that 2000s era. And you know, as plays are made, you get to also choose from a huge list of different offensive or defensive plays. You can even flip some of these, so if you want to do like flips, it gives you ideas of like, you know, setting all this up. Here's a bunch of hints it's giving me now. So I'm currently on defense. There was an interception, so now I basically am now become offense and I get to continue. So what's cool about this is you can join in with other people and they get to play amongst the random AI players all throughout the game. So overall, I've been very happy with the gameplay. It's super easy and fun to get into. Anybody could jump into this that has never played it before and probably pick it up pretty quickly. And of course, you have all the tackles and just passing, spin moves, turbo, all that stuff. So it really makes for a very fun arcade feel like type version of a football game that I think is just ultimately really awesome. Now, one thing that I did want to note with this particular cabinet is these are probably some of the best joysticks that Arcade1Up has come out with. They feel very firm, very tight. You know, you don't really feel like it's kind of sloppy on you. And I do actually have another arcade over here, and this is actually the Mortal Kombat 2 one right here. And I wanted to compare this just because these are the original. It feels very loose and it's just not very reactive, whereas some of the newer ones, like here's the Killer Instinct one, very similar to Blitz. This is a newer cabinet that came out, just has a very, very tight, good feeling arcade stick. If you're looking for something even better, there are providers out there, people who will upgrade these cabinets. And here are the Sanwa joysticks, which you can hear have a little bit of clicking to them. This is a modified cabinet that I did, one of the Street Fighter cabinets. And these are even better than some of the ones that Arcade1Up has. But overall, I honestly don't see much reason to upgrade the joysticks because they've just done a really good job with the way that they've set all this up. And overall, I'm very, very happy with this cab. I think this is going to be something that when we have parties and events, this is definitely going to be a hit. And I absolutely love the light up marquee as well. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video review on this. Hopefully you guys found this helpful, and I will talk to you later.